Hello and welcome to Chibi Cafe. I'm Jody and today we'll be making Komajiro cookies from Yokai Watch. So if you stick with us, I'll show you exactly how. Okay, so with this one we're going to do Komajiro. I know he's golden, but I wanted to do him in chocolate. So what we're going to do is we need to lighten them up a little bit. So you want to divide out some. These are going to be his little fire horns, so that can stay dark. Okay, so if you're doing this and you don't have white food dye, then what you want to do is when you're mixing up your dough, you want to make a half batch of chocolate and a half batch of white. So when you mix it up, you just add the chocolate at the end. Take half out before you add the chocolate powder, and that'll be your white, and then you can just mix the colors up that way. Because I have the white dye, I'm going to use that to lighten these up just a bit. So I have a nice tan color. And I've already taken from the original dark batch, bits we're going to do the flaming horns with. So what I need to do now is I just need to section off a piece. That should be good. And make this lighter. So I'm going to use some more white and just work that in. And of course, this would probably be a lot easier if you used just half a batch of brown, half a batch of white, really. But I've got my two different tones, and now we can put them in the refrigerator, firm up, and then start shaping them, because these are pretty soft. So what I'm going to do, okay, so I've cut off a little piece for the ears, and I've got this lump which I've rolled out, and now we're just going to make an indentation for that. So you gotta make sure that you keep these side bits quite thick. So you need to just turn it on its side and pull some from the top. Do so. But we want it quite chunky on the sides. That's important. Okay, so this piece I want to make into a triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch and push down. Pinch and push down. But I'm going to do that with the sides of my hands. And now I've got a pretty chubby triangle bit. You don't need it too pointy at the top. So and now just turn it on its side. And merge them together. Okay? If the indentation isn't deep enough, just take your finger and work it. Okay? And this will be the bottom. Okay. So you've got that looking like that. Okay, so you've got that. Make sure the sides are quite thick down here. Okay, if you have to push some from up top to make sure that it's thick, do so, because we'll be adding ears to the top half, so you'll still have the thickness up there. You just want to make sure that you have the thickness down below. And I need to get this in the refrigerator because it is starting to crack a bit, so I need a fresh piece of cling film. And actually I'm going to stick this in the freezer just to get it to set a bit more quicker. But if you put it in the freezer just 10-15 minutes, refrigerator half an hour. Little size reference. And you want these to be just a smidge longer than this. So, the good size bit. Now we're going to make a triangle, pinch the top, and push down. Again, you sort of want to leave this a little flat so that when you cut it, it'll make life a lot easier. Okay, I've got a pretty good triangle shape there. As you can see, I've left a nice flat bit so it's not pointy, but I've pressed it down so that when you cut it, it just makes life easier. So we'll be cutting this in half. So now you want to put this in the freezer for half an hour so that it firms up, because you want it nice and firm when you cut it. Okay, so now for the ears. Just take a knife and cut down the middle. So, down the middle. Yeah. Okay, so you want to take the cut end. So that's the bit with the triangle, or the outside. You want to take the inside and just stick it along. There. Again. So that these just mold in. This bit is flat. Top bit is flat. And you can flatten the ears into the top. So I'm just using my finger to massage out the seam on this top bit. You may have to just press in and down on the ear bits just to mold them in. So wrap it up with cling film. Tip it over, just make sure. Yeah, I like all that. So you want to put this in the freezer for half an hour to an hour. Okay, we want this really stiff. You want to put it upside down so that it's laying flat, like this, for half an hour to an hour. And then we're going to take it out and cut it. So I had some scraps from Komajiro. These are ears. You can see the white bits and the blue bits. I also had some little flaming horn scraps. I keep the scraps because you can make weird cookies blending them together. But for Komajiro, his eyes are blue. Now you can either do this with decorating with the royal icing or you can take some of your scraps or a little portion if you're going to do half batch of vanilla and chocolate. Section that out and make just a small bit of blue. I mean, you don't need a lot. That'll be more than enough. I've got that just in case as well, so you know. Just if you're using the scraps off of the ears, just knead it in, roll this out, and do a thin roll. Like so. Wrapping it up. Wrapping it back up in cling film and putting it in the refrigerator to wait till when I need it. Okay, so I've cut these up. This is what they look like. Probably push these in so that the ears are a bit more prominent. Okay. I'll put that there. Just separate a couple of these out so that I can do the horns and the eyes, and you can see that, and then we'll get it into the oven. But yeah, if the ears sort of fall back, just attach them. First, we need to start with the horns that we separated out. from the main dark bit. If you watch the Koma-san video, you'll know that we need to cut 2 off of this. So they don't need to be too thick or anything. So just straighten it up and round off the edges, like so. And then what you do is you take your thumb and you make an indentation. All the way down. Yeah? And then another one. All the way down. And then just fit that in there. Like so. I'll put the straight edge, or the straight side, facing inward. And then you have these little dudes. Just cut off small bits. You don't need very big. I'll do 3. Alright, so I just roll it into a ball, first of all, and then I squidge it so that it's a nice disc. And then I try and get them so that I match up size-wise as well. And then they just go right under the horns. Put that over there because that's a little bigger. And this one's a little smaller. That's another reason why I like to have them all done beforehand. Okay, so I would say it's easiest to decorate these on the tray. Put the horns on and the eyes on. Make sure you leave enough space. Just be aware of the horns. These will flatten out just a little bit. You know, they'll spread out. But they will keep their shape. So 170, 160 degree Fahrenheit oven for 10 minutes. Check on them. If they're not done, then maybe a minute or 2 longer. The way that you check if they're done is just if you can remove them, lift them up easily. And then you want to leave them in the tray for 5 minutes after they come out. After 5 minutes you want to put them on a rack to cool completely before decorating. As far as color schemes go, I mean, if you're going to do the chocolate, because he is originally supposed to be golden, he's gold, and then his little swirls are brown. If you're going to do chocolate, you can do golden, or I'm just going to do black. Make things easy. So, let's get cooking with this. I'm going to do the swirls first. So this is just royal icing, again. Like so. Because I did that on the outside, I'm going to have to do this way. Do the eyes, just a blob of black right in the middle, right there. So like so. Okay, for the side swirls, I'm going to do this little dude. I'm starting here, right where that dot is. And then I'm taking my swirl. So I'm working that way, like an E. So that the tail bit ends out. Okay, so let me just... Okay. So I'm doing this. So here's the finished product, Komajiro. Thanks for watching. And if you click on the other videos, you can see how to make all these other guys. So don't forget to like if you like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell button so that you get all the notifications of all the other cookies and recipes that I will be doing. Thanks for watching and have fun cooking!